Alrighty. So we then move on to the prettier stepchild in LA right now, in LAFC. Couple players in the door for this group, including the return of Taco Fall from loan to Villarreal. Striker Christian Oliveira, from UD Almeria on a U22 deal. Bajung Darbo, a midfielder from LAFC 2 on a homegrown deal, 16 years old. The return of Eddie Segura, and then Mario Gonzalez, another attacking player from Braga, who has done relatively well overseas so far. Out the door, two players, one of them being Kwadu Opoku, who we spoke about in the last episode, for 1.7 million GAM, and Jose Cifuentes heading over to Rangers for a fee I have not yet seen as of recording. LAFC continue to push the boundary, man. They continue to say this is what it's supposed to be like when you are a selling league. And we spoke about this a little bit yesterday, too. When you are a selling league, you need to take players and sell them for money. Yes, that is how that works. But you also need to reinvest that in players who you can then sell again. Going out and getting Gonzalez and Oliveira are great moves. Bringing back Segura gives them a chance to win in league now. And then Taco Fall also coming back allows them a little bit more flexibility in the back as well. So love the window, as I always do with these guys, because they're always setting the standard. Think they're gonna miss the production of Apoku more than they are going to miss Cifuentes this year, because Cifuentes was kind of the guy on the bubble. Um, Excited to see Oliveira come in. I think he's going to give them another option up top that just is different from what they have now. And I think this is also them preparing for Bouanga to be gone in like 6 months' time. But they're preparing for things before it actually happens, and that's why they're able to be good for so long. It's another B plus A minus for me in the LAFC world. I think both LA teams had a great window. Very, very impressed with the way that LAFC continue to set the standard.
You mean they plan for things unlike
Every
Vancouver just sells everybody immediately?
you mean every other team in the league? Nobody's doing what LAFC is doing at as consistent a level that they are doing it.
I see another name on here. I can't remember if you mentioned it, but or if it happened last window, but I see Philip Krastev.
Oh, is that the center back?
He's a center mid, 21-year-old Bulgarian.
I didn't see that one. Tell me
He's
more
on
about him.
transfer market. I don't know how accurate it is. I
Tell
tried
me.
looking him up on FBref and it says he's in Bulgaria right now, but
No, I haven't seen him.
if he is also joining LAFC, that could be a fantastic business as well. 21-year-old central midfielder with lots of experience in Europe and your Jose Cifuentes replacement essentially.
Yeah, valued at 4 million right now. I didn't. I This guy went completely under my radar from Lommel SK. Um, wow, that's a good bit on loan. You're right, absolute replacement for he play in any of the central midfield positions. My guess is he'd be a Cifuentes replacement, sure. Um, wow, that's another good bit of business I've missed there.
Yeah, like you said, the team every time they lose somebody, there's another player right on the doorstep to come in, step in, and be just as successful for this team. I'm really glad they finally got a striker, like a legitimate striker. I know Buwanga's kind of been holding it down during this season, but now you can go Buwanga, Vela, and Mario Gomez, or Oliveira gets in there as well. Whoever you want to throw up there, uh, Buke as well. The attack feels like it's finally. I feel like with Gonzalez, it's going to feel like old LAFC again when they had Araujo and whoever else, Diamande, whoever you want to throw in there at the striker spot. It feels like the team is like back to that old deadly attacking ways. Not that they weren't good in attacking as is, I mean, they have 34 goals this season, which is pretty good. Not as good as St. Louis, but pretty good. So yeah, I mean, I'd give this like I find it hard to give anything but an A for the window, honestly. Like they really didn't lose too much. Like I think the fee that Transfer Market has listed for Cifuentes is a bit low. Certainly think I would have thought they would have got some more for him, but I don't think it was like the end of the world type of thing. And, I think they moved on at the right time. And they obviously got a lot of tam gam whatever for Opoku. So I don't think that's the end of the world either, especially because I think they replaced him pretty well. So yeah, I mean, I think maybe I'll go A minus because they did lose a couple of guys that I think were pretty heavily in the rotation. Not that they didn't replace them, but um, yeah, A minus. I think it was a really, really good window for them again.
Considering I gave Inter Miami an A, and I need to be scaling based off of that, I can't. I find it tough to give anybody a straight up A anymore, unless you're signing
That's fair.
Mbappe tomorrow.
Well, I think we gave Miami an A plus.
I think you gave him that. I didn't. I didn't change mine. Anyways,
You should.
no, don't tell me what to do.